Alright, and hello everybody, I'm the Sweeper27 and welcome to another Dokkan battle video. I couldn't get my PNG to model to work for some reason. The program just kept crashing and freezing after about like 5 minutes, so I gotta get that figured out. So no PNG for today's video, but I did want to go over just a quick little video today, thinking, just trying to maybe drum up a little bit of a discussion, because right now, we're nearing the end, unfortunately, of the 9th anniversary here on Global. So, roughly, we have like another 2 to 3 more weeks, and then we're going into the Toppo celebration. And then after the Toppo celebration, like right near the end of August, early September, we'll be going into Worldwide, which will be the first and setting the precedent for the permanent unification of both versions. But because the unification of both versions, there are a couple of characters who are in limbo. So Toppo is one of them. However, I feel like we're all pretty confident in saying that, like, yeah, we're gonna get Toppo. Where is he? Where's the fella? I feel like we're all pretty confident that we're going to get Toppo for like the filler Dokkan Fest and between now and Worldwide. And as of the time I'm recording this, as we can actually see down right here, it is 1:03 a.m. So in 3 hours, we're going to actually get a reveal. Apparently for what the next Dokkan Fest exclusive will be over on the JP side of things. So that is another character that'll be in limbo. But then outside of that, we have 3 LRs, which are a huge bummer because this is by far the best character on Super Bosses. And then these two pretty much just make Universal Survival Saga one of the best teams in the game. But something that I've been thinking about for the longest time is what could they do with Toppo to potentially make things a little bit different? Because if we're looking at this right now, if we're a global player, we've already done everything in his celebration. I know that may sound a little bit weird, but like let's really think about it. We're going to really quickly look at like what his celebration offers. Like there's some EX missions. Okay, good to know, good to know. But then like he dropped with Super Easy A Gotenks, who we already have. Let me see if I can actually find him. Okay, so we're going to get a bunch of sub Easy A's. So this is something that Global does not have right now. We're going to get sub Easy A Ribrianne, Toppo and Pride Troopers, Gotenks, and then the Super Saiyan Great Saiyaman. We'll be getting those. That'll be something new that we don't currently have. But this Super Easy A, we already have that in the game. We don't have the burst mode, so I guess we could have a burst mode. Then there's all the Sandland stuff. We had the summons where you were able to get the Super Saiyan Hercule statue, so it's not even like that is an exclusive anymore. And we already have LR Ginyu. So much of this kid's celebration has already debuted on the international version of the game. And listen. I understand that like this celebration doesn't need to be the most hype, obviously, because it's probably the better if it's not very hype, because then that just means more stones that people can save, because it is kind of really shitty if you are a global player. Now, this will probably be the last time this problem will ever exist, but it is super shitty spending a ton of stones on the 9th anniversary, 8th anniversary, 7th anniversary, having a 1-month buffer, and then you got to go right in on what's going to be the next like biggest banners in the world. Now, Toppo, he is obviously not as hype of a character. However, he is that guy. He does have that dog in him. He is really freaking good. I feel like this is probably one of the more slept-on releases of the year, partially because I feel like, I mean, it's Toppo. Universe 11 wasn't really good until Jiren dropped recently. You would have to run him on Special Pose or Defender of Justice. I think that's what that is. Is that Defender of Justice? Oh, brother, why doesn't it translate these? All right. But he's on some, like, a little bit more, it's like, some wackier teams. But you can run him on, like, Super Bosses, Universal Survival Saga. You can run him on all these different teams. But it's good that he's, like, a less hype unit, even though he is incredibly powerful. So if you do actually choose to summon for him, I don't think you're foolish when we do get him. But here's the thing. He is a less hype release. So that's something we have to take into account. Not very hype. His Part 2, already in the game. His Super Easy A is already in the game. So are we really just saying we're going to have a couple of difficult missions and some sub-Easy A's that are supposed to last 3 weeks or 2 weeks or however long the celebration is going to be? I don't think so. I would hope that they would be a little bit smarter than that and they can do a couple of different things. Now, I've seen some people say, and I'm not necessarily opposed to this idea either, Cellmax being the EX Part 3. Because if you did not know, Global players, we received the EZA, Vegito, and Buhan. We got these characters super early. These were actually the EX Part 4 or whatever celebration that was the ending of the 9th anniversary. Basically, these dropped. They dropped kind of out of the middle of nowhere, and then that was it. That was how the celebration ended, and then we kind of went in from there to First Form Frieza. However, we've had these guys for a long time, so theoretically, there's going to be like a week towards the end of the celebration where there is going to be another open spot. I did not mean to click on that. There's going to be like another open spot. So theoretically, I mean, this would be thematic. Now, I think that this is way less likely than what I'm about to bring up as a potential option. But we could get Cellmax. Cellmax, he is kind of on brand. He is obviously on brand with like the superheroes part of part 2. He is a super bosses. He's like definitively, I would argue, the best super bosses character and probably the best super bosses leader. He would be a huge help for all the missions where it's like bring one extreme class of every type. If you don't know right now, Extreme STR is probably the weakest it ever has been or ever will be. Like you have, if you don't have this guy, you have STR Hit, you have STR Rose, and you have STR Fat Boo. And that's it. If you want to run an extreme, there's not a lot of other good options that you're going to be able to run. And I don't think I need to be the bearer of bad news. Those units are really hard to run in difficult content. So if they were to drop these guys during part 3, I mean, that would be huge for Broly. It would be huge just for super bosses as a whole. Like, Rose cooks with this guy because they both obviously share big bad bosses. And if we're looking at the super bosses team right now, kind of as a global player, I would say it's probably not in the hottest spot ever. But, I mean, it's just sharing the same problem that it did when it was on JP, where it's just lacking a lot of, like, really good defensive options. Like, you have 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4... I mean, yeah. I mean, looking at this, where are the STR options? And also, where, like, the slot ones? Like, slot 1 for early in the fight, I will give you that. Slot 1 for early in the fight. Slot 1 for, like, turn 1. And then it's like, alright, now use an STR unit. This is a World Tournament character. This is an EZA from 3 years ago. This is an EZA from last year that not everyone's going to have. These guys don't count because they're super class. You're super class. You're extreme class, but, like, you're trash. It's a little bit rough. It would be a little bit rough. But this could theoretically, like, this would probably be, like, best case scenario, but I think this is the least likely for them to drop an entire banner with Pity during the last week of the celebration. I feel like this is by far the least likely thing to happen. But what I think is possible, okay? So Toppo, when he did drop, obviously he had a part 2. That being, whoops, shit. What page was it? It was like 27. No, not 127. Oh, what the fuck? It was 27. Here we go. Gotta find Ginyu. Where's Ginyu at? Come on. There we go. So, like, he obviously already had a part 2 banner. Now, even though, like, he doesn't necessarily help the passive so much, how amazing would it be if part 1 for a week we had Toppo and then we got Jiren? Getting Jiren part 2, that way there would only be 3 units in Limbo. Ultimately, I'm trying to figure out a way that we're not just going to be wondering where Cellmax these guys are. Because so far, like, Amatsu hasn't said anything, and, like, Amatsu has said himself that he doesn't know where these characters are going to drop. Although, we've all seen how reliable he can be. Like, I know there was the huge discussion where it was like the global shaft, because, or was it a global shaft? Was it not a global shaft? I stand on the stance that the dev team has always had really shitty communication, and that when we were led to believe one thing, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, we can say that during the part 1 banners we got way better treatment than JP. That's true. But I think that arguably it is a little bit scummier to do that, to get more people to waste more stones, with assuming it would be a precedent, because it said we're going to do this for Broly and Gogeta. It was not, this is exclusive for part 1. And if you listen to, like, anything, they're always going to use, like, hype speech for different things to, you know, try to, like, motivate the player base. So I don't know. I feel like it was ultimately kind of scummy, because my original intentions weren't even to summon, but when I saw those boosted rates, I did summon. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my phone. I haven't tweeted about this yet or anything yet, but I did actually receive my phone. Actually, no, I did tweet about it. I did tweet about this yesterday. They completely did the wrong thing when they repaired my phone. I was supposed to just get a new screen and a new phone. They got rid of my old phone, and they sent me a brand new one without asking me or telling me. That is not what they were supposed to do at all. So now I currently have a brick that I gotta wait until the 31st to potentially even be able to get a chance to log into. So the day that the EZA, AGL, MUI, and INT SSBE they drop, that'll be the day that I might have a chance to log back into all of my shit. This is very annoying. It's very frustrating. But it's neither here nor there. But I don't know. That was just like a random little tangent. I completely forgot what even the fuck we were talking about. Chat, can someone steer me back? I'm not live streaming this. Can someone steer me back on what we were talking about? Oh yeah, potential things that could happen. So we are kind of having to like fend for ourselves to figure out some things. Now, I'm not saying that what I'm about to say is gospel. I'm not going to say what I know is... I don't know shit. You think someone with like 285 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you guys. I love you all so much. You think someone at my standard is going to be getting any semblance of insider knowledge? Absolutely not. But obviously, it is the smartest business decision as possible to get as many things lined up as humanly possible. So, like, again, we're getting Toppo. Maybe we could potentially get, like, whatever this upcoming Dokkan Fest is, whatever they're gonna get. There's a chance we might get it just a week later. We saw that with, like, the Gammas during 2020... Oh, shit. Was that 2022? Yeah, that was 2022. During 2022, how we got the Gammas just a week after JP because we already had a banner live. But we were still, like, relatively synced thereafter. I could see them maybe doing something like that. That way we could have a live banner and then going into whatever. Again, time will tell. We're 3 hours away from that. I'll tweet about it or whatever it is in the morning. So you guys keep your eyes peeled, or I'll already be in the past tense for you guys. But, like, think about it. If we were able to get Toppo, because Toppo has Cataplasla, and then, let's say, during the part 2, because, again, in the Captain Ginyu spot, we could get Jiren, because we're not going to get a Dokkan Festival exclusive. And sell Max with a Toppo as a part 1 doesn't really make sense. I mean, they do stuff all the time that doesn't make sense, where they just need a filler unit. The one that immediately comes to mind would be, what's-his-face? In Dokkan Fest Yamcha, how he had the full power Bojack as his part 2, like, EZA thing. I don't even think, yeah, special pose or tournament participants, like, Cell Max wouldn't even be on his leader skill. Now, granted, he would be on Cell Max's, but I feel like the most likely thing that could happen that would kind of help subsidize things a little bit more would be like if during a part 1, obviously we get Toppo, we get this Cybernetic unit, and then we get these 4 sub EZAs right here. Since we already have this and this, that means we have room for an EZA and we have room for a banner. Just give us Jiren, and then 3 days later, give us full power Jiren. And then that would fulfill a lot of the content, because again, a lot of the content we've already had it. Like, we've already had this. Yeah, there's going to be, like, these really, like slow missions. There's the revamp, I guess, to the Ginyu event, but we've already had this, if I'm not I think we've already had these. I think we've already had the revamp. We've definitely already had the revamp to the Team Bardock, so I think we've had it there. Again, we have a Super EZA. That character's already been in the game for forever. These are just returning events. None of that really counts as anything new. These are just daily login missions. This is a Dragon Ball story event, so I guess that is something technically new. But that coincided with... No, that coincided with Ginyu. I think this was already in the game. If I'm not wrong, I believe that coincided, that released with Ginyu. And if we're looking here, this is like April Fool's Day stuff, which came out right around the same time as... Yeah. All of this stuff is already in the game. So it's either we're going to have nothing for 3 weeks, or they're going to have to find something to kind of subsidize everything. And I think the smartest thing, genuinely, would be just give us Toppo for a week. Give us his sub-EZAs for a week. That's fine. Then, part 2, give us this Jiren, because this Jiren is actually really freaking good. And I feel like this could maybe get some people to spin. Because Jiren, he's a relatively hype character. Obviously, he's not up there with like the likes of everything else, or a lot of other characters, but he would be yet another big super bosses buff. Now, he is a super class character, if I'm not wrong. Are you super class? I think all Jirens are super class. I can't read. Those symbols look to be the same, actually. So I'm going to guess you are a super class, because this is definitely a super class. Like, Yeah, that and that don't match. So I'm guessing this is like Super, and then this is AGL, Super AGL, because these look the same. Okay. So they could do that, and I feel like that would be the smartest thing. But no, I mean, like, if we lived in a perfect world, like a perfect world, we would get this kid the last week of this month. That would lead into Toppo. Toppo would have his shit for a week. We would have this kid lead in, and then we would only be missing 2 units, or I guess 3 units. These guys right here. And then whatever JP is going to get in a few hours. I mean, that would be the most ideal. Will that ever happen? Absolutely fucking not. But what do we think could potentially be more likely? Do we think it's more likely for the ending of the best celebration of the year, we're going to get a huge villain buff, but it'll be another banner just for a week? Or we'll throw in a carnival? I don't know, because I feel like it's easier to slide in a yellow coin LR banner than it is to slide in a carnival. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and if you kind of see what I'm thinking, like if I'm cooking. I definitely think I'm cooking, because they can't just leave things as they were. I actually refuse to believe that we're going to go from the hype of Beast Gohan, the hype of the Gammas, all the new difficult content, this, that, and the other. We're going to get Toppo and 4 sub-EZAs. Because we already have this fucking kid, too. Like, there's nothing here. There's no content. That's going to last for 3 weeks? Gee, I hope not. But you know what would really help? You know what would really fucking help? Giving us at least a new banner. Giving us a new character to play with. Because these 2 characters could coincide with each other. If we could pull up a calendar right here. So the 31st is right here. So this is where the easy... So the celebration is probably going to end either on the 3rd or the 10th. Probably the 10th. If I had to guess. Because Beast has to be out for a few days. And then, like, worldwide would probably start on the 6th or the 13th. Hold on, let's see. When does worldwide normally start? Let's see if I can't find... Oh, I've gone too far. When did you guys drop? August 27th? Oh, so it's... Yeah, so it's going to be, like... We're going to be getting whatever either... Probably on the 9th. We'll get the reveal for the character on the 27th, and then probably worldwide will start on the 30th. So yeah, there's no way from either the... Because imagine we get them on the 2nd, which I doubt. We'll probably get them on the 9th, and the 9th would have to last us all the way through here. But think about it. We can get Toppo. We could get Toppo's EZAs. We could get Jiren. We could get Jiren's EZA. And then we could go to here. I could see that. I could see that. God, I hope they do something, because it would actually suck, dude. Having a month of nothing after going from, like, peak, that would suck. That would definitely suck. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think that there's a chance that they're going to speed anything up? Do you think they might try to cram a couple of these units into the Toppo celebration? Do we even think we're going to get Toppo? Like, what are the chances that they drop MUI instead? I mean, could they do that? Hold on. No. Drop MUI. Drop Jiren. Godzone Boss Rush. Drop all the new difficult Golden Frieza. Worldwide. Wait, hold on. Wait. Drop UI. Like all of his EZA. Hold on. I know this is not likely at all, but I'm actually trying to see if this would even be feasible. So hold on, we drop UI. We get his free-to-play events. We get the free-to-play awakenings. We EZA these guys. We get Jiren. We get Jiren's EZA. And like somewhere between here and here, we drop all the new Supreme Magnificent Spectacles. We drop worldwide. I mean, they could do it. Or vice versa. I mean, if what everyone is thinking could be true, it would have to be this Friday. We would get Cell Max. We would get Toppo here, and then it would just be nothing until the 30th. Which is also, I guess, possible. Because I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully they do something that's not absolutely moronic. But, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think your thoughts are. What do you think they could do? What do you want them to do, actually? Because in my perfect world, I would get Cellmax. Because I want Cellmax. He should have been there in place of the Gammas. That is, I have had that opinion since they've released, I think the Gambos are really cool and they are really good. But if they dropped with Toppo, for example, instead of Ginyu, and this guy dropped part 2 up against Beast, I'm so serious. I think I would actually summon for Cellmax over Beast. I think so, because this guy, it just kind of has that dog in him, and he's a villain, and villains are more needed. I'm serious. I really do think that I would summon for this guy instead. Now, granted, they have never done anything like that. Like, I honestly think we probably just won't get an EX part as global. We'll just go straight into Toppo. But hopefully with Toppo, I mean, there's a part 2 banner they could give him, and a big Easy A, since obviously Int Gotenks isn't there. The Super Easy A doesn't exist anymore because it's already in the game. Like, I don't know, they could maybe drop these guys early as well. They could maybe drop the free-to-play whatevers, like get the hit in here. I don't know. There are a lot of things they could do. I hope that they do like, okay, listen, Amatsu, I know I just threw a lot of options at you, okay? And some of them are great, some of them are bad. I don't give a fuck. Do something. Please. Don't just let these guys linger in, like, this null space. Do something. Give us one of them. Just, I don't care. I don't care. Figure out something. Because if a guy behind a camera can figure this out and, like, realistically make it make sense on a timeline, so can you. Because you like money. And you know what would do really banging? What would give you a lot of money if you fucking gave us Toppo, fucking Jiren, and this? That way we wouldn't be, that way we could actually do something for a month before we're worldwide. I don't know, man. I don't know. Or if you really want us to spend a lot of money, dude, you drop this kid. I don't even think you drop this kid. You drop this kid. I feel like this is the big moneymaker. Would be Cellmax, because a lot of people are going to be struggling to beat these new, like, artificial life form, super bosses missions without a solid STR option. Dude, you want to get some people desperate enough to pay money? You drop this kid. I think you do. I think you do. Because realistically, you'll probably drop it like Christmas time, because isn't that when you normally return for... No, Tanabata takes forever to return on JP, actually. It's the anniversary units that normally return during Christmas. So when do you return? I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. What do you want them to do? What would be your preferred way of how they can, like... Because, again, this is going to be a weird month. Or a little bit, like, month and some change. But pretty much once we get to worldwide, we're synced for forever. Which is going to be probably really shitty. Because that means we're going to be getting a lot of info drops at, like, 2:30 to 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Summon times are probably going to be way worse. But at least the versions of the game will be synchronized, and that'll probably be really, really great, and it'll have its ups and downs for sure. It'll have, there will be some challenges that we'll have to, like, work around, I feel sure, but only time will tell with all of that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But that is going to be all for this time, guys. I've been the Sweetbro27. I'm a variety Twitch streamer and an up-and-coming, well, not right now, but I'm normally an up-and-coming PNG YouTuber trying to make it big in the world. I have a Twitter, a Twitch, a TikTok, and a YouTube, links which can all be found in the description of this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, share me around, and leave me a comment, positive, negative, or indifferent. I would love just any sort of interaction I can get from you guys. Again, you guys have been fucking awesome this past, like, week and some change. At this point, I think it's actually been exactly a week. I've gained, I think, like, I've almost, okay. When I posted the World Tournament Guide video, I had like 195 subscribers, give or take. I'm almost hitting 300. I don't know the exact number, but essentially what has taken me over a year and a half, and like to get to this point, we've essentially done it in a week, and that is incredible. Thank you guys so much for liking, engaging. The comments are really fun. I really do actually thoroughly enjoy talking with you guys. A couple of you guys are some class clowns. You say some funny shit, but I love that. A lot of you guys just agree with me, disagree with me, I don't even really care. As long as we can all, you know, just shake hands at the end of the day, I think it's fun because we're all loving the same game, and we're all still a part of the same community. But yeah, everyone who likes, everyone who shares, everyone who subscribes, you guys really do, like, mean the world to me. You guys are amazing, and I mean, at this rate, I don't know. I hope that we can keep going, man. We can keep going. Dude, I might be able to get my shit monetized. Not if I keep cursing, but like, that would be really cool. That would be really, really cool. I know we're a long ways away, but like, this is the first time ever it's kind of felt like achievable. So I'm going to keep trying. I'm trying out something new. The video that came up yesterday and this video as well, I started checking a little bit of my analytics, and it said that most people click on my page at 5:30. which I guess kind of makes sense. Like, people who are probably, like, coming off of work are checking it, or, maybe different time zones. Like, that might be when other people in different time zones are taking their lunch breaks or something. I don't know. It just kind of made, like, the most sense. I've just normally... Because a long time ago when I first started doing it, I used to do an upload at 12:30, an upload at 6, and an upload at 9 p.m. I used to do triple uploads. Now, some of those used to be, like, old VOD streams or whatever, but that used to be, like, my thing. And the 12:30 thing is just something that's always stuck. But kind of looking at it, if it makes the most sense for people to see a notification from a video posted live from me at 5:30, I'm going to do that, because that also gives me a little bit more time to be able to do this stuff and not feel as rushed. Like, yeah, right now I'm recording at 1:30 a.m., but I don't feel like I have to, like, really panic, like, if I get an intro wrong, or if I stumble, or if, like, the video misprocesses, or if any myriad of terrible things happen, I don't feel as pressured, because basically I have, like, 16 hours before I gotta to post anything, so it'll be a little bit more laid back. We'll see kind of, like, you guys enjoy it or not. If you prefer, like, again, let me know as well. That I know that's something, like, probably, like, not a huge difference to you guys, but I'll definitely check to see, like, how often, because, like, you can see, like, within the first hour how many people click on your video, within the first, like, 3 hours how many people click on your video. I have all these different numbers available to me, so let me know if you prefer it, or if you would much rather have it, like, seen on your phone early in the day so you can check it later, or if you're just getting off of work, if you see the notification go live, if that's something that's really cool to you, or I don't know, if you'd watch it while you're eating your lunch, or while you're cooking your dinner, or if you have me on in the background while you're grinding links, because that's normally what I used to do. I would always just have the little YouTube window bubble at the top of my screen, and I would just auto grind everything, whether it be Truth, Nano, Diddy, fucking Dododoya, whoever I was watching. That would be kind of like what I would do. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. But yeah, let me know. But yeah, that'll be all for this time, guys. So, as always, I've been the Super 27, and I am signing off.